Yes, so just like Richie said, GitHub is a tool which we use to store, we use it to store our files is a collaboration tool. And yeah, today we're just going to get into some of the nitty-gritties about it, learn how to upload it, how to obviously install it on our computers, and how it is we can actually collaborate on the GitHub platform. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen at this juncture. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen at this juncture and just go through today's slides. So GitHub. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. I think I must have pressed the stop share button. Let me just reshare. Yeah, okay. I think we should be good now. So yeah, essentially Git is something that we call a version control system. So there's a difference between Git and GitHub. So Git is a version control system. And what it is used to do is to track changes in source code during software development and allows multiple developers to collaborate on a project. So yeah, just like the description, it's a tool with which people collaborate on projects. There's this concept called open source. So essentially, you can edit a project even that's in Russia. You can edit a project that's open source in China, in South Africa, and Nigeria, as long as the owner of the repository, we have these things called repositories, as long as the owner of the repository obviously accepts your changes, they get basically added as part of the project. So it's a tool with which people can collaborate with freely, and it's really, really important because it's an iterative process. A lot of the time, software development is a process which is iterative. So a lot of improvements are constantly made. And so it's super, super important. So yeah, you maybe wouldn't finish a project in a week, but if you're collaborating with a team of 3 or 4 or 5 people, you guys can track each other's changes and ensure that um, the yeah, and just basically so that the project is completed successfully. So um, Git has a couple of key features, and those include local version control, branching and merging, commit, and history. But yeah, local version control basically operates on a local repository on your computer, allowing you to commit changes and track history without needing an internet connection or a SQL server. So that means if you have a copy of maybe a project, an app, or a website on your computer, you can upload changes to the repository even when you're offline. So it works in that it's a local, it's basically a local repository on your computer. You have functionality to maybe branch and merge. Like let's say you're working on, like let's say for example you're working on an application, and you have 3 or 4 different features that you're implementing. Maybe Richie is working on authentication, like logging people in, signing people up. Maybe Faith is working on the front end, the user interface, maybe cards, etc. So those different branches could be worked on at their own time. And then once they are all ready, they can be put together. They can be, we call it being merged. They can be merged. And then we also have GitHub. So Git is the version control system. It's basically and I'll show you guys practically. But GitHub now is, I know we're mainly familiar with GitHub, and what I want us to do is just to create, I want us to create a GitHub account together. I want us to create a GitHub account together. So let me just go and share my entire screen. I think I was sharing one window. So yeah, let me share my entire screen. So to create a GitHub account, just search, create a new tab on your computer. Just create a new tab and just say GitHub login. You say GitHub login. Yeah, so GitHub login. Hi, Faith. We're discussing Git and GitHub. So essentially what we're doing is just running people through how to create a GitHub account. So the process is pretty straightforward. Just search up GitHub login, and then literally just click the first link. So then it will ask you to input a username or email address. Let me use a different one. Let me use a different email address. I think there's this one. Yeah, let me use this one. No, thanks. Yes, I'm just going to do the same thing. Just search GitHub login. Yeah, I'll sign into GitHub. Yeah, I have this like email address that I just use for random things. So I'll just use this one because I have a GitHub account with my other email address. Just go ahead. I have to create an account because I'm not signed in. So let me scratch that. Let me just circle back. And yeah, at this page, it asks if you're new to GitHub. Yes, I'm new to GitHub today, so I will go ahead and create an account. It's a very simple process. I'll input my email address. You get now this page where it's welcoming you to GitHub and it's asking you to begin the adventure. So it asks us to enter our email address. I will go ahead and do that. Let's see. gmail.com. And then I'll just press continue. And then I'll create a password. I'll just create a simple password that I can remember. Awesome. I'll continue. And then for username, you need to create a username. And for username, I'll just say shield demo as a username for this account. Awesome. So you guys maybe can replicate this. Of course, the video will be up, available for you guys to come and review it. So at this point, I will just say continue. So yeah, I'll give it like a minute. In case maybe one of you is following with us, I'll give you guys a minute just to catch up. But yeah, at this juncture, I will just say continue. It's a pretty simple process. And then it'll ask me if I want to receive product updates and announcements. No, I don't want that. Ask me to verify my account. Right, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's verify it. Use the arrows to rotate the animal to face in the direction of the hand. It should be like that. I'll submit it. Yeah, I've created my account. I'll save this. Here, I'll just open up my email address. Awesome. So now I've received my GitHub code. So I'll just copy this, paste it here. How many team members will be working with me? For now, it's just me. Just say an A for now. And continue. What specific features? Nowadays, the onboarding process is so long. Just asking, what specific features are you interested in using? Collaborative coding, automation, CI/CD. Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, this as well. Security, of course. It's just a bunch of boilerplate stuff. But yeah, I hope now I should be able to get in my GitHub account using the free version. I'm not about to pay $4 a month for that. And there we have it. We are initializing our dashboard and we have created a GitHub account. Remember, GitHub is Git and Github are version control tools used for collaboration in development environments. And yeah, essentially, the key things to look out for in GitHub is, I think that the most important thing that we'll have to do, especially as we're starting out in GitHub, is to create a repository. So what's a repository? Maybe I can pose this question to the group, Faith, Faith, Richard, Rebecca. What do you guys understand by repository? If you've interacted with it before?
I think
thinking a place where you can store all project-related documents, that is files, charts, maybe backups, and like everything.
Yeah. Spot on. Yeah. How about you, Richard? You had something to say.
just almost similar to what Jemba said. Like it's just like a container that you can store your codes and all the files. Yeah.
So yeah, a repository is just a place where data in a central location. So I'm going to demonstrate how to create a repository. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I hope I'm not breaking. Saying my internet connection is unstable. But Mr. Richard, I think you had something to say. I don't want to cut you. I hope I didn't cut you off. I really hope I did not cut you off.
I'm good.
Yes.
You can just continue. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me demonstrate how to create a repository. So you just come right there, click on create repository, and then repository name, I'm just going to call it. All right, Richard. Wazi, nimekupata. So your message. Yeah, so repository name, I'll just call it demo. Demo is available. I'll make it public. Also, you can append, you can add a description, which is optional. Repository can be public or private. And yeah, you can initialize a repository with a README file, which basically just is a long description for your project. We can click on that, and then this will set main as a default branch and change the default name in your settings. Yeah, so that's the process for creating a repository. I'll just click on create a repository. Very good, very good, very good. Awesome. So here we have it. We do have a repository now. So if you come to Shield demo, as you can see, it says now we have one repository. So that's basically how we create a repository in GitHub. But let's create a new one. Let's create a new repository without a README file, and then we can actually upload some code. So I'll go ahead just for practice. I know maybe some of us here might be doing this for the first time. So I'll just select new repository. Repository name, I'll just call it uploaded code. And I'll just say create repository. I'll skip the add a README file section. And here, it gives us two options. So either we can upload directly as a zipped folder, or we can create a new repository on the command line or push an existing repository from the command line. Awesome. So just for the sake of demonstration purposes, I'm going to just go ahead and I want us to use this tool called GitHub Desktop. I find it very, very it's a very, very simple tool to use. So I'm going to download this tool called GitHub Desktop. It basically allows people to use GitHub like it's very super beginner friendly. Although on 35 it can be, it'll take a minute. So let me just let it download, and then we'll be able to upload code via our GitHub Desktop. So yeah, let's give it some time to finish downloading. It's got 40 seconds left. I'll just give it some time to finish downloading. Okay, so now it should be done. I'll just go ahead and extract the exe file. the executable file. So it comes like as a compressed file. So extracting it just essentially allows it to be installed as an actual application on the computer. So let's just let it install. It shouldn't take that long. GitHub desktop is being installed. It will launch once it is done. Yeah. Just give it some time. Very nice. So now I'm into my GitHub desktop application, and basically this allows me to either add files, or it either allows me to add files to a repository, or it allows me to clone repositories for me to use. So yeah, what we're going to do now is add a local repository. So give me a second. I will just open up a folder, and then I'll initialize it with GitHub. So basically, we created a new repository. We created a new repository right here. Created a new repository on the GitHub website, but GitHub desktop allows us to create new repositories. And yeah, it allows us to create new repositories as well. So similarly to how we did it in the website, you can just come here as well, select new repository once again, and then let me just make sure that we have a folder that we can actually use and upload it to GitHub. So just give me a second. Just want to make sure we have a yes, I think we can use this. Right? Yeah, I think we can upload this code to GitHub. This is one of the programs that we did sometime, I think 2 weeks ago. So yeah, let's upload this to GitHub, and then we can upload it to GitHub. I think we already, yeah, we can upload this to GitHub. Yeah, we'll just delete this for purposes of the tutorial. Awesome. So let me copy this code. I'll just copy all of this. I'll actually copy this folder. Yeah. So I will call the repository, what will I call the repository? I'll call it login form. Then description, I'll just say this is a login form. GitHub. And then the path on my local computer will be this one right here. And I'll just say create repository. Great. So I'll go back to that. I'll go back to the source, to my documents, to my GitHub account, and then to this right here. So this is where our login form should be. So what I'll do is, and I hope you guys are following me, I'll just paste this. I'll paste the code that we had from our login form from that folder over here, so that it can upload to GitHub. So let me just make sure I've copied it, just so that we are moving together, just for purposes of this demo, for purposes of this tutorial. So I think this was the folder. This was the exact folder that we wanted to upload to GitHub. So I'll copy this. And please, guys, if you have any questions, maybe if you need any clarifications, please feel free to ask me. I'm just showing you guys how to upload, create a repository and then upload code to GitHub. So let's say we have, let's go back to our GitHub, to our GitHub folder. We just initialized this because we've created it via our GitHub desktop. Awesome. So yeah. Then, and please, if you need any clarification, do not hesitate. Feel free to ask. I will open up my Visual Studio Code via a shortcut. So I will click on this, and then I will copy this path. I'll Control C this, and then I'll press Windows R on my computer, type CMD, enter. This opens up my terminal. And then I'll change directory into that folder, into this folder. I'll press enter real quick, and then I'll use a shortcut to open this in Visual Studio Code. So code space period, just like that. So I just want to demonstrate the fact that we will be uploading this directly to GitHub. This is our login form that we created some time back. This is, yes, of course, I trust the authors. I am the author. Enter my index.html. Actually, I enter my login.html. We've done this. We did this like a few weeks back. I'll copy this. Copy, not the relative path, but I'll copy the full path. And then open up this. Come here. Create a new folder. Not a new folder, new tab. Press enter. Let's give it some time to load. Please, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. You can unmute, ask away anything that you might need. If you might need any clarification, please feel free. So this is our login form. This is the login form that we built some time back. But as you can see, it's right in our GitHub folder. So to upload this to GitHub, we'll just come to our GitHub desktop, select this, and then literally it's so straightforward, because right here in your changes, it shows every single thing that you've changed and that you've added. So all of these folders are new, all of these files are new. So I'll just write a description. The description can be anything. It can be like I have loaded code using GitHub desktop. Then a commit summary is required to commit. So I'll just copy this and paste it here also. And then now we can commit this to main, right? It's committed just now. Awesome. So let me just open up my GitHub account. So I'd shown you guys how to create a GitHub account if you're completely new. I've shown you guys how to install GitHub desktop. I've given you guys a procedure to add files to GitHub such that people all around the world, developers that you'll be collaborating with, like myself, like Faith, like Richard, Noreen, Rebecca. It's just a tool which you can use. It's like Gmail basically for the developers. So like the developers just share like their code all across the internet. So I'll open up my personal GitHub account. Open it up to my GitHub account is github.com/Maurice Eric. Yeah. Right. So this is my account. I hope it's already picked up on, it's already uploaded. Sometimes it takes a bit of time. Sometimes it takes a bit of time. It might take even like 2-3 minutes, especially when you're using GitHub desktop. But I will just be patient with it. Sometimes it's important to be patient with GitHub, especially when you're using GitHub desktop. So I'll give it some time. Maybe I can open the floor to any questions or clarifications. But yeah, I just want to demo this to you guys. Just want to demo this to you guys. All right. So if you have any questions, any clarifications on what we've just done, please feel free. By the way, we are so grateful that you guys have walked this journey with us, especially during this pilot phase. We have really, really amazing stuff planned out for the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. So God willing, once we are fully notarized as an organization, we can officially launch our digital transformation programs. We're looking at even hosting like events for like-minded people in this space. Obviously, God willing, internship and apprenticeship opportunities will be opening up. So it's really, really exciting stuff that's happening, and we're so grateful that you guys have walked this journey with us. Please feel free, of course, to critique us if you feel like we can do things a bit better, if you feel like maybe we can improve on the curriculum, or if you want to even help us improve on how we've been running this so far. Please feel free to just shoot us messages. I'm refreshing this over and over because I'm trying to get it. I want to see that we've actually made our changes. You see it committed 4 minutes ago. Sometimes it takes some time. Anyway, I shall be patient. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have GitHub accounts. Maybe we can follow each other. I don't know if any of you guys have Faith. I don't know if you have your GitHub account ready. Maybe we can just follow. We can do like a follow for follow. Rebecca, Richie. Do you guys have GitHub accounts? James, Noreen.
Yes, I've created mine.
Nice. You wanna drop it in the chat?
Okay, let me do so.
Or you can just tell it to me. I follow you. Right. Faith, do you have a GitHub?
Yes, I have.
I'm trying to do follow for follow with people. Do you mind sharing your GitHub? So just to kill time as this gets uploaded. Sometimes when you do like GitHub desktop, it takes so long to upload. Right. Njeri Muiruri. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Right. Four contributions. Hey, I like to see you've been working with Java, PHP, HTML. Nice. I'll stalk you. I'll stalk you a bit later. I'll stalk your repositories. Maybe even now. React.js, JavaScript, Keytech. Okay. Interesting. James.
Oh, mine is clean. I've just created today.
Oh, you're literally on day one. Nice, man. Very, very nice. Let me follow you, man. Right, hopefully by now.
Where do I follow someone from?
So I can just drop you. I can give you my account, and then just log into it. Like literally, just click on the link, and then you should be able to see my. You should see my profile, and then you should be able to follow me.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Right. So anyway, that might be taking. I don't know. It's taking out that long. But basically, you can also clone a repository. You can clone a repository from your GitHub desktop CLI. So how you do that is just navigating to File, and then cloning. Just select Clone Repository. So I'll just click on this. I'll just click on Clone Repository, and then I clone it by URL, and I'll clone its repositories without permission. I hope she doesn't mind.
No, it's okay.
Right. Thanks. Get your GitHub. I'll clone this one for React.js.
No, use the other one. Use Keytech.
Okay. Okay. So it asks us to clone using URL or username / repository. So I think I can use your username and the repository. So Njeri Muiruri, which is your username, and then the repository, which is Cartech. Let's paste it there. Then it'll go to this local path. So yeah, I'll just clone this. Right, so I should have it locally on my machine right now. So I'll just navigate to it, github.com, Cartech. I'll just open it locally like I did previously. Yes, I trust the authors. And yeah, that's basically the procedure for cloning a repository. Cloning a repository is just having a copy of whatever project that is listed on GitHub locally on your own computer. So let me just open up locally. Just open up our project. Ah, nice. Nice. This is really cool. So Faith, what's this project about?
It's just a website for a rehabilitation center.
Okay. It's client work, or you just did it for like a passion project?
It's client's work.
Nice. You're really good. Really good. I like the UI.
Thank you. But
Oh, you're still developing it.
yes.
Okay, so Hello, guys. I think I dropped out because of the network. So yeah, our login form is now uploaded to GitHub. So we've reviewed how to clone a repository. We've also seen how to add files to GitHub. Maybe one thing as we conclude, I can just show you guys how to create. I can show you guys how to create a GitHub pages link. So just a page where other people can just come and like view the code. I'll just show you guys how it's done. So you come to settings and then navigate to your environments, not environments, but pages. And then we can say deploy from a branch. Yes, we deploy from a branch. And then we'll deploy from the main branch and save. And yeah, so this repository is private, but the published site will be public. Yeah, no problem, Richie. So fork is a concept in GitHub. It essentially means like you grab, so as opposed to cloning it and then having a local copy on your machine, forking means that you see like a GitHub repository and you just want it the way it is, like for your reference, maybe to look at later on. And then maybe you can clone it later on your local device. Let me demonstrate that for you. So we've seen how to clone a repository. Let me just refresh this real quick. As you can see, my site will be live on this page, on this link. But yeah, let me show you guys how to fork. It's very, very simple actually. So I'll fork one of Faith's projects. I'll fork one of her projects. So I'll take maybe the same one, or let me take another. Let me take React.js, this one. Faith, can I take this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so forking, so I will have a copy of her repository. So whenever she makes changes, I will have them now on my own GitHub account, right? So I've just pressed fork, so now it's forking, and then it'll ask me to create forks. Or fork is a copy of a repository. So forking a repository allows you to freely experiment with changes without affecting the original project. Awesome. So I'll create this fork, and then it should take a few seconds. Awesome. So now, as you can see, I've forked her project. So, and it's clear that it's not my own project that I own. So it's forked from her own GitHub account. So it's forked from Jerry Moiruri /react.js -scrimba. Yeah, so if I come now to my own account, I open my repositories. yeah. But anyway, I hope you've been able to see the difference between forking and cloning. It's pretty straightforward. With that, Richie, I think Richie, Faith, Rebecca, I just want to appreciate you guys so much once again for walking this journey with us. I hope you guys have gained gained some value from the LMS so far in these live sessions that we've been running. I hope to see you guys very soon. We'll definitely be in touch. Feel free always to reach out. Obviously, the community is not going anywhere. In fact, we intend to grow it in the weeks to come. So please don't leave in a rush. But yeah, I've been Eric. I've been your instructor for the last few weeks. My name is Eric. And yeah, it's been so amazing having you guys. I think we'll be in touch soon. If you guys have anything to say, maybe you can say before we hop off.